Thank you for the sweet introduction. So, first, I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be full screen, and I'm not gonna see anyone like raising hands. So just feel free to interrupt whenever. Uh, okay, shall we? So this is my screen, everyone. I have a screen. Yay. Okay. And then slideshow. Okay, Maria, is everything good? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Uh, okay. Hi everyone, it's Reza talking. Just a quick snapshot of who I am and what I did. I was an undergraduate student in computer engineering back in my home country. And then during that, I started learning a little biology, and I was like, okay, we can transition to for my master's to something more biology related. That's why I got into Schulich, and I was a path student with my most focus on bioinformatics. And whom I worked with was Dr. Shooshtari and Dr. Zhang, and I was advised by Dr. Shakini. These are like these three great people who helped me during my studies. And I had two jobs for the past like 2 years, basically like 1 year each almost. I was in UHN University Health Network in Toronto for a little over a year, and then transitioned to Roche from public UHN to a more private pharmaceutical company, Roche, and worked for another year there. And I'm still working at Roche, both as software engineer. Uh, so I'm going to break down these stages, and in each stage, if there is like a lesson that kind of was helpful for me, I'll share that. Maybe someone finds it useful for themselves and it works for them. That's going to be great. Uh, and so the first step was my studies. What I did for my studies was I was working on like lung cancer and how it spreads to brain, how quickly it's happening, how aggressively it's happening, and what are the genes affecting them, and some of these cool stuff. I didn't know wet lab. We have Robert here. He kind of carried the load of my wet lab here. Uh, and I did lots of R though, lots of Python, and lots of statistical analysis. So statistical analysis was kind of the main thing of my thesis proposal. But after a while working on that, I could kind of wrap it up a little quicker than what I was expecting. So I was like, okay, I can sneak in some machine learning inside. So I suggested to have that added to my thesis. And this is kind of the first thing that I find that was useful, and I'm happy that I did that because I was looking to kind of be proactively redirect my path to something that is like more market attracting and more future friendly kind of in my field. And I'm happy that I did machine learning during that, and it helped me in getting my next jobs, and it helped me in the whole intuition inside my current field. And then uh, it my employment, I was at University Health Network, a public, basically like a hospital chain in Toronto. I was there for a little over a year as a software engineer. When I was called software engineer, there was not exactly like a real like tight definition, like a really narrow description of my job. Basically, anything that had do anything with computers. They were like calling me like, Reza, can you help us with this? And my task was ranging from, I don't know, like the most technician style thing, like networking to computers, to kind of like more academic, like doing some machine learning research and stuff like that. And during that time, I contributed to so many projects, and the one that landed the best was took off the best basically was MedSAM. Currently, last night that I checked, I got like the 266 stars on GitHub, 171 citations, and I was there as a contributor. I was not even the top three author, and it got me like these kind of attractive numbers in sense of like my professional careers. For the people who are not familiar with the stars on GitHub and citation, they're basically like shares and subscribe for nerd people, and that's the next thing that uh, mm, I found to be very useful is to contributing to different projects, being involved in multiple projects. You don't have to necessarily have a name there. Just be there. Sometimes it's going to be helpful. Doesn't mean that let people to like abuse you, but it also doesn't mean you have like some ulterior motive behind helping other projects and contributing to other projects, because you learn a lot, you connect a lot, and on top of them, if one of them take off, it has your name attached to it, so it's great. That's one other thing that was very helpful for me. And I also did that not only during my UHN work, also did that during my master's studies. I know there are like three or four theses that were published, and they were not like in my group, but they have my name as like acknowledgement or something because I contributed to those projects, and it was always heartwarming to see that. And then uh, mm, it was a little after my contract renewal with UHN that I got an offer from Roche Pharmaceuticals, and I went there and started working there. I'm still there. I'm a software engineer there as well, but I have a more kind of like a specific job to do now. It's more focused compared to UHN. It's basically like more focused on data pipelines to analyze the single cell data, also providing some APIs for other researchers to easily interact with those data. The people who don't have that much of bioinformatics experience, we try to make it accessible for them. It's more focused in terms of like the number of projects that I'm involved, and the kind of tasks that I'm taking over. That's my employment. But then there is job hunt, that was the transition phase, which kind of found struggling and challenging, and in the same time a fun situation. And I want to share that experience as well, just in case. So the first thing that the first kind of mindset that kind of helped me a lot during this transition period was that applications are free, emails are free, LinkedIn connections are free. Just I had to do them. And the funny thing is that for my current job, I was not even qualified. The role was called like front end senior software engineer, something like that. I just applied for that and I interviewed and I like blew it. I was not good at all. But because I could provide some values to kind of like offer my values to the company, they were like, okay, we are not hiring you for this position, but we are going to do that for another position, which was kind of like an interesting situation that you don't have to necessarily like uh, comply with every specification in the job description. Just apply for it. It was kind of like a spray and pray situation, and it was very helpful. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be personalized at some point. Now, for example, if you are like applying to be a pilot, you're like, okay, there's a low chance. Let's do it. Just apply for it and hope I get the job, or hope not to get the job. And then if there is some job posting that I had like the higher chance of approval, I was like, okay, it's overlapping with my experience a lot. Now I was personalizing that, and reaching out directly was very helpful as well for me, but because it's really rare that people like go through every application and every CV and everything. So I was reaching out directly using, I don't know, like LinkedIn and email and their websites, and sometimes I don't know, in a dark alley, whatever I could like find someone that is hiring. I was just trying to reach out directly to them, rather than like reaching out to that. to the section, to the chapter, to the company's info at signcompany.com. Like that one kind of like increased my chance for landing a job. At least I think this way. And another thing was the self-care and self-love during the job hunt process. I was trying my best to not blame myself, yeah, on the failures and on the rejections, because uh, job hunt is not necessarily a linear process. You don't get rewarded proportional to the amount of time and effort you put in your job searches. And it's really easy and understandable to get disappointed and doubt yourself. But it's also helpful not to. And then about the probable regrets and the kind of like parallel universes and sometimes that I sometimes live in. One of them was internship. That during my job hunt I was like, if I had like internship, I could both expand my network and also kind of guarantee my job position, because most of my colleagues who got an internship somewhere, they kind of guarantee to stay at the role after graduation as like an official hire. That was something that I sometimes thought about, but it never affected me that much because I got my job rather fast after graduation. And then professional socializing was another thing that I was like, maybe I didn't do enough of that. The ones that I did was very happy and fruitful, that kind of make me sad. Like it's paradoxically making me sad that I could have done more of that. And then another thing, yeah, another mindset that I wish I had was, it's not a big deal. Sometimes I just make you might face some problems, some troubles with I don't know, like the people you work with, or like the projects you're working on, and sometimes you might get triggered by that more than it constructively is necessary. So it's a good idea that it would have been a good idea that I was like, okay, it's not a big deal. Just do whatever, put whatever you can into it, and even if it didn't work, it didn't work. It's not necessarily. Another thing was the comfort zone, which was like kind of like a is a good bridge, but not a good destination. It's always good to have like some time for sharpening your axe, but it's really necessary to sometimes start chopping as well. For me, I was not really exactly balancing this comfort zone situation. I was like, sometimes like taking very long for my rest times were longer, in my in kind of like non-productive times were longer than necessary, and sometimes I was really burning myself out. And that was something that I wish I could like kind of address that. And then learning new stuff. This is not like a regret, but something that I'm actually like kind of happy that I was always actively doing. That I was trying to learn new stuff, even if it's not in the like official curriculum of the study. And it kind of worked well for me. And I think that's something that I'm really grateful about. And the last thing is work-life balance. It's something that kind of been a missing part and element of my life since the very beginning. I never had like this balance. It's always like kind of mostly work or mostly life. They were taking turn rather than like coexisting really like in a healthy way. And then for kind of final stage, the future, I still think that I want to explore more options. I was thinking of quantum computing, and I started learning some quantum physics like starting since like a year and a half ago, and I'm still like it's a work in progress for the next like 5 or 6 years. It's not a like near future thing. The reason that providing that is that it's also another lesson that I kind of learned through my professional career that was not so long, but anyways, that learning new stuff outside of your your scope of your field uh, could be helpful for me in the sense that I was not a biology person. I was a computer engineer, but here we are. And then I was never like doing any web development in our official curriculum, but I learned that and helped me to land my first job. And also there was like so many things that I learned that they never helped me, but the one that did what was like rewarding enough that kind of makes it worse. So I'm always thinking that I might miss many times, but I only needed that like a couple of time to hit, and that was it for my life. And it's still like for future, I try to have a better, reasonable work-life balance. And I think just to wrap everything up, a summary, uh, what helped me in to get me to the point that I am, and what I might utilize to get further from where I'm now, is being proactive. That was very helpful to like uh, trying to guide my path, whether it was during my thesis, whether it was during my like free times or whatever, trying to like shape my future myself rather than waiting for other people to like to dictate it to me. And then networking by contributing, because usually at our stage that we are not like crazy well-known people in the world, we we are not that much of interesting people to for people to network with us. So we have to contribute. That's one way to get the networks. We have to contribute to them. We have to offer something to them so they like take that network, that's like take that opportunity as a networking situation. And then another thing that I found helpful for myself was taking my free or cheap shots, not to be afraid of like applying or like talking to random people, and trying like my best to kind of build my soft tools for my career. And then the last thing is university isn't the whole game map. You can go for, I don't know, for jobs and for internships, or just talking to people, going outside of your college and talking to people from other fields and all that. And ChatGPT told me to be relatable, so that's a meme for you. And I'm here to answer any question that I know, whatever you want about jobs or anything, whatever you want, I'm here to answer that.
Thank you so much, Reza. I'm gonna stop the recording right now so we can jump into the Q&A.